Okay, right off the back of recording for that Arsenal win, we also have our result of the match day. Manchester City won, Everton won, a home draw against Everton. And just to explain why, because Chelsea haven't played yet, Spurs haven't played yet, might lose, but this match makes a lot of difference because Arsenal have won, so 7 points clear. And Manchester City's next three fixtures in the league are Chelsea, Manchester United, and Tottenham Hotspur. So they really needed to win this one. Even a draw is like a huge loss for them. So that's why I think it's just appropriate to call this the result of the match day, because this might really end up shaping that final look of the table, going into like February, March, when you really need to tighten your purses because the season is coming to a close. What went wrong for Manchester City, man? What's going on there?
They are losing the mentality of being champions, or sometimes not really figuring out that they can still play and win even if they concede. It's a weird way, but this time, surprisingly, Man City were leading the game and Everton scored an equalizer. You'd think Man City would probably brush Everton off, especially this Everton side who've struggled to maintain any sort of form or consistency. Man City probably thrown a lifeline to their former player turned current Everton manager Frank Lampard in, giving him that draw and maybe 6 more weeks at the job. That's what I can tell. And they had their strongest line about playing. They did not have anyone who was resting or probably taking time off. KDB played, Haaland played,
I mean, Bernardo
Ederson
Silva,
played,
Rodri,
Bernardo
Stones,
Silva played.
Ederson, Ake, who's been consistently starting for them this season. I think João Cancelo, was he all? I think he's still kind of struggling for form, struggling for
Yep.
fitness, I believe, a little bit. So I don't think he started the game. uh,
Even
excuse me.
Alvarez came on as a sub
He did,
along with
yeah.
Foden.
Yeah, I mean, they did all the right things, right? They had the lion's share of the possession. They had like 16 shots on goal, only three on target though. I think it's a little harsh to say they did not have the winning mentality. I think Everton was just there for a draw. That's all they played for because they barely created anything. Even their goal was an absolute moment of magic.
That
You
was
can
a brilliant goal.
yeah,
That
you
was
can
a
argue
very
that City
brilliant
should
goal.
have probably closed him down a little bit. I mean, if you can trip inside the box and then still manage to get off a shot like
Still
that, I
managed to
think the
stand
defense.
up, look at it, and then score a banger.
Exactly. I mean, in that case, I do believe the defense should be asked a few questions. So Pep Guardiola will be very disappointed with conceding that goal there. But I think they did everything else right. They just weren't able to get that final touch in for that winning goal, right? And I believe that's really what's been happening to them this season. Because even the matches even the past results where they have drawn or lost is been very much a product of them not taking their chances and really not utilizing or maximizing their potential.
I
Not to
have a
mention,
question though.
yeah, please.
I really have a question. Do you notice them trying to be a side where everyone just passes to Haaland and he scores? Because today's game, for me, it felt like they're trying too hard to like just get the ball to Haaland and he will probably score some wonder goal or the other. He'll
Can you
probably
blame
bite
them?
his nails, remove his shirt, and still score a goal.
Can you blame them? The
No,
guy has scored 21 goals in what, 15 or 16 league games. You really can't blame them for that tactic, though, can you? When
but
he's as prolific
But
as he
again,
is.
it's still Man City. It's not as if they don't have any other goal scorer. They have goal scorers all across the pitch. I sometimes feel that maybe that one single star man might be a little bit of an ache, if not anything else.
Mhm.
And City really need to get back to the City way of like having anyone coming in and scoring a goal.
Yeah, that's a good point that you bring because that was quite true in terms of for me specifically with Riyad Mahrez. Typically, you expect him to go for those one-on-one shots to kind of cut in, make that shot. He really didn't do much of that today. He was really looking for the pass versus trying to finish the shot himself for the most part. So I kind of get what you're saying in that sense. Um, but really, this was just down to a very solid Everton display. I mean that that back three unit, right? Pickford again, absolutely fabulous. I think he made two really, really crucial saves today. And Tarkowski and Cody again, just behemoths in defense. I think that is Everton's strongest suit, is that they've built a really nice, strong, rock solid defense with players who tend to overperform what stats might otherwise suggest. Because again, if you look at stats, Everton should be conceding more goals than they have. I
Exactly.
don't think that's just luck. I think it's just having players who are actually that quality who can defy the stats. And I mean, everybody knows with England what Pickford did for England at the World Cup as well. So fabulous result for them. And Pep Guardiola, man, he has to be livid now because they are under a lot of pressure. They are going to have to get 3 wins in 3 very tricky fixtures. Where do you see this happening? Do you think City are going to beat all three, or do you see City slipping up again within their next 3 games?
City have a Spurs jinx, which I hate to say it, but it's surprisingly true. They have something against Spurs where they forget how to play football or they forget how to even tie their boots against Spurs. They have always shat the bed against Spurs. So I'm not certain how that result is going to be, but I think they might just do deal easily with Chelsea and United.
I think United might actually end up being a problem for them because Manchester United just seems to have this energy now, and even in that post-match game against not against Wolves, their last match, their opening match in this season against Bournemouth, I believe, no, against Norwich City, Bruno Fernandes came out and said there is more discipline in the dressing room and players are more aware of their duties and they're just more on with the program. I think those were subtle jabs at a certain, star leaving the dressing room. But this United team just looked like they have so much more to offer. I mean, even against Wolves, even though the result was 1-0, they looked really, really good. In control of the entire game. Rashford looks like a whole new player all over again, which is just incredible. Um, I think they can cause Manchester City problems, man. And I think that's going to be another really tough, tricky fixture for Pep. So as long as Arsenal just keep doing what they've been doing, there is no way City is going to be able to catch up at this rate, man. So yeah, let us know what you guys think about this result. Was this really as bad of a result as we are making out to be, or do Man City still have nothing to worry about? They still have a double header against
That's a
Arsenal, so
blame.
potential a 6 point swing going towards them. So let us know let us know your thoughts down in the comments below, and we will see you guys next time. Take care. Happy New Year.
Yeah.